Hey everyone, it is Jack again with Toy Dojo, and today we are back to take a look at the final release of the DX9 Gabriel, or their take on a masterpiece styled Omega Supreme. And we're going to be comparing him with the FansToys Terminus Giganticus just to see which one you guys think is the best for your pocketbook. Maybe not either of them since they're somewhat expensive, but which one is going to be better for your collection, I should say. And before we get on, I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I apologize. Been super busy and doing life stuff. And so, but I'm back and we're going to start popping out reviews again. And hopefully you guys have not been too upset with me and are still going to be watching me. So let's take a look at him. First, you'll notice that is the box he will be coming in when you order him. And I will put a link in the description below from Toy Dojo where you can pick him up from. Or you can go into Toy Dojo over there in Austin, Texas, if you happen to be in the area. The box is huge. It's a huge box. I'm further back from my reviewing station than I normally am, and that's because it's a large box. So I'm going to pull in my reissue steel-sealed G1 Fort Max, and that's a huge box, just to kind of show you the differences. So let's pull that box in right here. And let's kind of make some room here. So looking at the boxes, you can see, I'm just going to pull them up side by side there. Gabriel is a lot bigger. So if you don't have the G1 Fort Max or the reissue one, you're like, well, that doesn't tell me anything. That box over here is about the same size. The G1 Fort Max is about the same size as the one for the Time to Return one or the Generations Metroplex box. So it just kind of shows you just how much larger the Gabriel box is than these other guys. And that is that the figures are about the same size. And we'll almost top it over my camera there. So that would have been pretty funny. I would have probably left that in without editing it out just because. But let's take a look at just how large this box is with the tape measure. So, height of the box is 26 inches, so that's 2 feet 2 inches tall. Depth of the box, 10.5 inches. Width of the box is, and I have it upside down, of course, about 17.5 inches wide. So large box for a large figure. The box itself is a nice black box here with red writing all over it. It says Gabriel on the top. At the bottom there it says, and you can't really see it too well, so I'll pick it up, Digital XTAL9 Toys, DX12 Gabriel, the last Defender. Coming to the top of the box, it says Gabriel, my friends, my city, all gone. And it shows them there laughing it up with, looks like the Constructicons there. Actually looks like a G1 type of drawing there. It looks like G1 cartoon drawing right there. So that's pretty cool. Coming to the side of the box, both sides of the box are the same. You're going to have what looks to be like Cybertron right here on the side. Coming to the back of the box, DX9, Inner Dream, Eternal Hobby, Vengeance is Mine. And it shows some nice line art there of Gabriel in all of his forms. And then on the bottom of the box just shows your regular warnings, blah, blah, blah. Huge box. Again, you can see me holding it in my hands, and just a large box. So really cool. I like big boxes, and I cannot lie. So there you go. Make a song about that. All right, let's bring in Gabriel. There is Gabriel right there. And I'm going to bring in with him Terminus right there. So as many of you know, if you've seen my reviews before or if you know me personally, you know I do love me some FansToys stuff. I've got just about every one of their pieces except for Weird Wolf, and I forgot what his name was by them. And that's just because I didn't care for that figure too much. But now that they're releasing the other guys, I may end up picking them up. I'm not sure. But I'm not going to go and be all fanboy for FansToys. I'm going to give you an honest review on what I think between the both. And, the results may surprise you. So let's take a look at them both. Before we do, I'm going to tell you the extras that come with Gabriel. So first things first, he comes with a nice plastic credit card type collector card right there. It shows him on the front. Tech specs on the back right there. So really cool, one of those. Comes with a sticker sheet that you can use to sticker him up. A lot of them are just white stickers right there. A Betrayer Must Die It's pretty dark, but he was kind of a dark guy, always kind of quiet and stuff. Over here says Gabriel right there. So a lot of stickers you can just put on your guy if you want. He also comes with a pretty nice little free piece of artwork right there. A little poster, that's cool. You can hang that up if you'd like. Comes with his instruction booklet, which I like here. And of course on the inside just talks about the transformation of him. So out of the two, me personally, I think that Gabriel is a lot easier to transform than Terminus there. The last thing he comes with is a different face. So the face that is on him is just kind of like the non-open mouth look to him. Similar to the one that's on FansToys. Now, I think the FansToys face looks better. In my opinion, I think this one looks too humanoid right there. Kind of alienish. Almost like Magneto, too, with this helmet. But just kind of too, I don't know, too humanoid. I think the one on FansToys, they did a better job at it. So that's my personal opinion. Nice silver paint right there. Got a little bit of few scratches right there. I know one of the issues that people were saying about this figure, that they're paint chipping. I haven't noticed any on this figure, and I've been messing with him for a couple days now. Haven't really noticed any paint chippings on him. But you know what? Your mileage may vary on that. So, okay. Couple of things that I remember when he first came out. One of the things was that people didn't care for the way the tracks were on his back. They felt that they were just too small. They didn't look that good. They look better on FansToys. You know, I like the way they look better on FansToys. I think they just look more dominating than they do on Gabriel. However, you can change that, and I'll show you how in a minute. Another thing that they talked about recently is that the joints are way too tight on Gabriel, and they were afraid of them being broken and stuff like that. That was on the early production samples that many reviewers got to review. I didn't get to look at one of those, so that's why I'm looking at the final one here. But they kind of fixed that up, and I think maybe they went a little bit too much on fixing them. We'll talk about that too here in a second. But let's go back to the tracks. And I don't mean Corvette tracks, I mean the tracks on his back. So these tracks here, you can take them off and kind of make them look similar to this. All you have to do is just pop open this backpack piece, and that just plugs into his back right there. Open it up, pull these off, and these are just pegged in. I'm sure you guys already know this because you've seen the reviews before, but they just peg into these 4 spots right here on his back. So you take them off, fold open these like if you were going to put them into his base form right there. Do those two, and do these two here. And just put them back on, just like this. That one. And that one right there. And now you've got similar to the way it looks on FansToys. Now the FansToys ones are still taller. However, the ones over on Terminus are a little bit more wider, I think. So it looks cool. So you got that option if you want to do that. Okay. Now they do look kind of hollow right here, you know, and here, but FansToys has some hollow spots in there too. So again, you have that option if you want to. Another plus that I give these guys over here at DX9 that they did that FansToys couldn't pull off, and I think it's because of the way FansToys wings go in. They kind of slide into each other into his back versus being pegged on the way these are. But you can get these wings to sit on his back the way the G1 toy does. And if you like that, then you have that option with Gabriel. So let me show you that. Again, flip them around, pop this open, take these off his back, like that. I don't know if I said wings just now. If I did, I meant tracks, and you guys know that. So let's get these off. Open them up. Open them up. Now, when you put them on, depending on what side you put them on, you're going to use the top 2 holes right here, not these bottom ones. They won't go in the center because they're too close together, so the top 2. So you take them, put them right back onto those same pegs using the top ones. Because if you use the bottom ones, that top flap, or the top track is just going to flop down. So take it, put it right there. Take the other one, put it in its place, and there you go. Now the only thing you won't be able to do is this backpack will not peg in right here, and that's just because it's being blocked because of the way the tracks sit right now. But if you're sitting on your shelf and you're just looking at the front of him, it's not going to matter. So you get that cool G1 toy look. And to me, I think that's awesome. Let me pick these arms up out of the way so we can see it better. So you get the G1 toy look, and I think that looks cool. It's especially for you G1 purists out there. I mean, that's pretty darn neat if you ask me. So you got that option. Again, FansToys unfortunately did not have that availability. So I'm going to go ahead and put these wings back together and get going. And real quick, just wanted to show you the way they look. So again, folded in the way they're supposed to be like that, folded out the other way like that. So you can see the big difference in the wings once you do that little modification of opening them up. So again, I think it looks better with them spread out like that than they do on the shorter end, but that's me. All right, now let's get to the issues that they had with the joints. Again, the shoulder joints they were saying were too tight, and wasn't so much these here. As far as these go, it wasn't so much these guys here going up and down. It was these that were extending out like this. So those were too tight. On one video I saw, and I can't remember who it was, but they could not even get this popped up. Like, it was just so bad that they couldn't even get it popped up. Now, to be fair, they didn't have the arm attached, so there was really no leverage there. They were doing it without the arm attached, trying to do it, but they couldn't get it up to save their life. So they kind of remedied that situation there with those ratchet joints. But I think they went a little bit too soft over here. So we listen to the ones for FansToys. You can hear that they're a strong ratchet. Right there. Right there. We listen to the ones on Gabriel. It's a soft ratchet. So the deal with that is, and I'm going to use Megatron here. Masterpiece Megs. If I take him and I put him inside the claw for Terminus here, FansToys Terminus. He can hold on to him, no problem. And if you're a weightlifter, you know, like that's like one of the harder poses to do because you got to hold those weights up there to help build up your shoulder joints there, or your shoulder muscles. So he can hold them no problem. If I take him over and I attempt the same thing over here on Gabriel, I'm not going to get that same results. So we're going to take him, put him right here. And if I let him go, he falls. So again, I think they went a little bit too weak on those there. All right. Now, maybe you don't care about that. Maybe you're like, I don't care about that. It's no big deal. Okay. The front one here, now that's a completely different joint on there, or ratchet. I didn't say joint. Ratchet is what I mean to say. FansToys, again, no issue holding Megs. You can hold them up. If I can get them. Gotta use this bottom claw here to hold him. And I'm not trying to transform you, buddy. Stay like that. What are you doing? If this is real life, no, not even real life because he's not real. But if I was in the cartoon and I was trying with him, he would have shot me a long time ago for using him as a puppet. But he can hold him just fine. No issues there. Okay. Over here, can he do it? I know the answer to that. You guys probably know the answer to this too. Yes, he can. He can still hold it. So that forward ratchet, they did well and they left it pretty strong. It's that outward ratchet that it got weaker. And again, maybe if you don't care about that, then no big deal. I mean, if you pull it out, it's not like it's just going to fall on its own. Now, if I shake him, I think it does fall. Let me see. If I pick him up, and you should be shaking your fingers, I don't think, but I think you just pick him up. Yeah, see? It didn't take much. I pick him up, and I just kind of give him a few drops, and it will fall. So, again, just a little bit too weak. I think they should have left it just a little bit stronger. But, hey, if that doesn't bother you, then go for it. All right. Faces. I do kind of like better this. Let me get in close here. I do like better the yellow tint on his mask over here on the FansToys than I do the clear one over here on Gabriel. I don't know, the yellow one just looks cool. So let me see if I can get these two guys side by side so we can take a look at their faces. I just think, for me, I think FansToys, let me pick this up. I think they nailed the head better. Or the face, I should say. Not much the head, but the face a lot better. Those eyes are cool. You got the light piping on the eyes, too, that you can get. And, I don't know, the one on Gabriel, again, I just don't think that one was all that great. I think it looks better over here. I like his nose over here, too. It's a little more pronounced. I just think the face better over here than it is over here on Gabriel. Now, speaking of the head, let's kind of get into that. I do like a couple things better on Gabriel. One, you can pick this up and spin it around instead of having to sit here on FansToys and using your fingers to kind of spin it around itself. It's no big deal, but still. Then on the back, and we know this already, you guys know this, you get that for when he's in his train mode or his tank mode. And then over here, you get a nice computer on the back, which is really cool. I wish FansToys would have thought about that, because that is super awesome. They could have used a little bit more paint work here, maybe some blue right there on that little screen, some little buttons colored up. But that's something that if you get this figure, you can just kind of detail yourself with some paint. So really cool though. That's really awesome. I think you can fit a little dude in there. Hang on, let me check. So I got a little Titan Master here, and yeah, he'll fit inside there. Like you can get him to stand inside there. But when you try and close on the face, it's not going to do that well. Let's see. Maybe he'll be in there, but he's like kind of face up against the screen there, so it wouldn't look too good when he's trying to drive his tank. But if you want to have him in there, you could, I guess, have him in there like he's controlling it or working on it. So that's kind of cool. Whoa, almost dropped it. So I do like that better. And then also, let me flip this head back around. I don't know why I left it that way. Flip his face back around like that, close it back up, shut that up. Coming to the back, he's got this little piece here that you can flip up, and it is a pain. That's the one thing I will say about this figure, is that it is such a pain to flip these little pieces up. So I'm just going to grab this little screwdriver here and just kind of pry it up just a little bit, because these pieces are just very difficult to pull up. So, and you got this, and I'm not sure if that's maybe like his brain or computer chip or what the heck that is, but you got this piece here that they did. If you guys know, tell me what it is. But you got that piece there, right there. And of course, this cannon will move up and down just like on the FansToys version. The one thing I like better about Gabriel than I do on the FansToys version, let me spin this back around, is the fact that he has a neck. So you can pop his head up right there, and he's got a neck so he can look down and look up. Doesn't have any head tilt, but he can look down, which is cool because Omega really doesn't look up to a whole lot of bots, but he can look down. He looks down a lot of bots, so that's cool. You give that option there. FansToys, not so much. I mean, they got the ratchet neck there, but they don't. He doesn't really look. Can't look up or down. So again, that's a plus over here. I do kind of like this little piece here better, the design, than it does over here. But you know, again, those are just minor design pieces there. All right, now FansToys has better maybe design work, I think, and that's because they got the tapographing going on there onto their Omega than the one for Gabriel. And so they got all this tapographing going on here. There's a lot of different colors going on here. This piece opens up. Obviously, we know you put a matrix in there that lights up. None of this opens up right here. This is all just sealed. I think they probably could have maybe did something here a little bit more, maybe add some coloring into it. So it's a little plain up here. This one, you know, you can open it up and put the matrix in if you want to. This piece opens up right here. I'm not sure why. I guess if you want to store some little dudes in there, you could. Also, I found you can store the face in there. If you want to have just your face, instead of losing this face, you can kind of store it in there. It doesn't close up 100% of the way, but you can just get this. And I think it was, let's see if this is the way or the other way. I think it was the other way. Yeah, you can just close that down. And that way you have a place to put that extra face. So again, it's not going to like snap shut, but you can see there, it's not too bad. It's kind of a little bit open right there at his crotch. So he has his face in his crotch, but whatever. But it's a place you can hide that piece if you have it up there instead of just having it go nowhere. So that's, I mean, that was a cool use for it. I don't know if that was what they intended to do. Whoa, that zoomed in way too much. I'm not sure if they intended to do that or not, but I feel like that's what you can use it for. Because again, I don't know what else he would use that spot for. So you got that down there. I do like better over here the way they put the swivel right here underneath the bicep right there. So it's got that ratchet swivel right there underneath the bicep. Whereas on FansToys, they gave it to you in the middle of the bicep. And I wasn't really a fan of that. I really wish they would have did the way they did it over here. Also, FansToys, when you bend the elbow, he really doesn't have a good elbow right there. I mean, he's got a small one, but the one over here on Gabriel is a lot better. So when you bend that elbow, you can clearly see an elbow right here. Plus, you have some, like, looks like pistons right there. They don't work, but it's just a nice design right there of those pistons. So give him a better looking elbow right there. Also, another plus, going back up to the arms and the forearms, or rather the arms themselves, is on FansToys, when you would put his arms out straight in front of him, they really wouldn't go straight out. They would always kind of like come out at an angle. Well, on Gabriel, his arms can go out, or they can come all the way in, so he can be, let's get that over some. So you can get a straight on shot instead of it being angled out all the time. And that's because right here you see where it runs into there, whereas on Gabriel it gives you the option you can actually just push it all the way in. So that's another plus, I think, for them than FansToys. Looking at the hands now, another plus is the fact that you don't have to open up anything to turn the lights on. So like on FansToys, in order to turn his lights on, you know, you have to pull this piece off, flip the light on. Let's do it real quick. So open this up, pull this out, flip the switch, turns on the light, then put it back in and spin it into place. Whereas on Gabriel, you just push this button right there, boom, light comes on. And this light is a lot brighter than this one over here. And the circle is bigger, so really can't show you too well, but the circle on it, when it shines on something, is smaller, and this one over here is probably double the size. So this one's a lot brighter over here on both the arm cannon and the claw right here than the FansToys one. So, and then again over here on this guy, you got to twist this off, turn it on. On Gabriel, simply push a button and it comes on. So just, and that wasn't even on the camera, but whatever, you know. And you just push that button and it comes on. That button right there. So a lot better stuff going on over here, I think. Let me turn these off here. And then FansToys does have more die-cast metal in them than the DX9 one does. But surprisingly, DX9 is heavier. So I think it's a plastic maybe that's heavier. And I'm going to pull out my little floor scale here and show you what I mean. Alright, so I got that zeroed out right there. Let me see, yeah, zeroed out. I'm going to put the Terminus on top. And he weighs in at 11.2 pounds. Okay? Pull that back. Take him off. Zero that back out. And put on Gabriel. And Gabriel weighs in at 12.6 pounds. So 1.4 pounds heavier than Terminus. And again, that's surprising considering Terminus has die-cast metal in him. So, heavier bot. Also, I think he's more sturdy than FansToys. We all know FansToys had the issue to where he couldn't stand up too straight because he would lean back. Or right there he's doing it, I think. Well, now you're making me a liar. We all know this, though. That was the other thing, too. The backpack was always kind of floppy. But now he's standing up straight. But if you guys know, maybe I was putting the arms straight down. Let's see. Yeah, if the arms are straight down like that, the balancing on it was pretty bad. And I think it's because of the knees. So when we look at it and he leans back, it's because those knees right there are not as secured and stable. And that's why he has that issue. Suppose if you have this up so it kind of balances it out. Yeah. So he balances it out when you put his arms up. But don't have to worry about that over here on Gabriel. On Gabriel, you get back something, buddy. On Gabriel, when he stands up just fine. Doesn't have any floppy issues. He's not going to go towering over or tipping over, none of that stuff. His knees are just fine when we come over here. And if I start to push on these two guys, like again, just shaking him on top, pick this camera up. If I start to just kind of wiggle Terminus here, you can see where he's a little floppiness right there. And that's just light rocking. I come over and do the same thing on him, and he's not rocking. You know, he's rocking at his feet where his body's rocking, but it's not like the knees there. So he's more stable, he's more secured right here. And also too, man, I think it's because the way they have the hips injuring it out, and these are just a little bit more different. And it was because of the transformation on this one is why I think it's so floppy versus Gabriel. I think Gabriel's transformation, again, like I said, is easier, and it just has more, I don't even know what to call it, but it just makes it more sturdy. Now, FansToys, they gave you the option to do this, to be able to have his legs kind of open up. That doesn't. But you know what? Again, that's just personal preference on your end there. Coming down to the knees, FansToys knees, again, we talked about that a second ago. But when I bend the knees here, he doesn't really have, like, let me pull that down. Doesn't really have a knee joint right there. It's kind of like hollowed out right there. So, but if I go to Gabriel and stand up, pal. Stand up. There we go. Put you back on right there. If I come to Gabriel, his knee is pretty freaking cool. It looks cool anyways. So it's got, again, that kind of piston-like thing. Doesn't work, but they got those little like piston designs in there, which is cool. Gives them like a nice looking knee. So that's cool. I can dig with that. Alright. Also on Gabriel, he's got some foot articulation. He's got some toe. You can pull this out more, and he can have a toe bend. The foot doesn't come up or down, or it doesn't like tilt forward and backwards, but he's got that. He's got a waist rotation as well. Nice strong waist rotation on him. Over here, do you? Yes, you do. But I just feel like it's better on Gabriel. Those guys are heavy. Messing with them, standing up, it's a bit of a chore. Alright, let's see what else. As far as robot mode goes, let's take a look at the back of them in their backpacks. I know it's going to be a long video, but I'm trying to be very descriptive of this, just so you guys and gals can see which one you think is going to be ideal for your collection. So backpacks on these guys, I mean, it's whatever you want. I think, again, there's the one on FansToys is maybe a little more detailed. Got the tomograph there, and then just more detailed, I guess, on the backpack than it is over there on Gabriel. But again, that's a personal preference. If you're looking for detail, I think FansToys wins. If you're looking for build and sturdier, maybe, I think DX9 wins on that one there. So, all right, I'm gonna pull FansToys off right now, and I'm gonna do the transformation for Gabriel, and then compare the two of them in their alternate forms. And I don't even know if I have enough space for that, but we're going to check it out. So be right back. Alright, transformation. And hopefully this doesn't take too long. That way this video doesn't go over an hour. But we're going to go ahead and just take off the arms here. Spin these up, take these out. And that just slides out right there. So I say, come on, man. Slide out of there, stupid. That slide out. There we go. There's one. Slide this one out right there. Now these, you just get these and put that up, and then slide those down right inside there. Take this one, slide it down right into there, and then let's put the rocket ship together. Again, just match the two pieces. Plug them together, rocket ship, boom. All right, coming over here, we're gonna take off the backpack piece right here, unpeg that, take off the tracks. Take off the tracks, one to the side, right there. Hopefully I'm still in frame. I believe that I am. Okay, coming over here, we're going to go ahead and pick these up right here. Pick that one up. Pick that one up, and they just peg into those spots right there. And then we're going to go ahead and just open up these two side panels right here just a little bit, and then take this centerpiece off. So it's pegged into the back and it's pegged into the bottom right here. So you want to take it and just kind of pull it out right here and right there. And then you got to pick it up from the two pegs on the bottom right. So like I say, let's see if I can get it here. It's pegged in really well, that's a good thing. Alright, hang on, let me pull them off here real quick. Alright, so it's a little difficult to do without having it close to my body. Those two peg holes right there go into those two pegs that are right there. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 peg slots. They go to 1, 2, 3, 4 pegs. And then the ones on the side. So pegs in very securely right there. And then you're left with this big old chunk that will turn into his tank. So we'll get this, put that to the side right now. And let's go ahead and deal with this. We're going to take these, fold this one in. That's going to peg into there. Peg in. That one's going to peg into there. The same. Fold this one in. Fold that one in right there. Into the backpack. Take it and just flatten it out right there. That will peg in right there. And just close all this up for right now. Okay. Let me come to this other side right here. And maybe we're getting too tall. Let's see here. See if that works. Okay. Come down here for right now. And am I on camera? Yeah, kind of. I'm going to sit him down. Let's come down a little bit. Come down a little bit. Let's see what we got. Okay. Come down to these. Slide these up. Take it off. Take them off. And I found at first I couldn't get it off, so I kind of opened these up a little bit. And then I was able to pull it off. So that'll come off right there. Put those to the side. And on these legs, these are going to open up like this. Open up like that. Come down to the feet right here. Pick this piece up like this. The toe is going to swivel around. So now that the top of the toe is on the bottom where it was. Then over here on the insides of these, you've got... You got these pieces here, you're going to pull from right here. Just pull that and swing that out like that. That becomes part of the track. They peg in right there. Do the same thing on this side over here. Just take that, pick it up, pull it out like so. Peg in right there. Okay. Now, man, this is a bit of a chore. Okay. Take these and this will spin like this actually. So you're going to take it, it's the front, you're going to spin this piece right here so that way this little right here are going to be on the outside of the leg right here. So opposite where this little piece recesses inside, because that's going to flip up like this and this piece is going to flip down just like so, and you got to open these up right here. So you got where they're kind of hooked in, just use one finger right there and split that and then open these up just like so, like that. And this has got to come down and peg in to right there. Alright, that's one side almost done. Let's go to the other side and do the same thing. So again, take these, open them up, open this piece right here, flip the toe around like this, take these, and what I was doing was right here, just pick this up right here, and that's going to pull this piece out right there, and then slide that in. That'll fit in. Do the same thing on the other side right here. Pick it up, pull it out like so, and again, take this, spin this around like this, pull that down like that. This is going to peg in. Well, no, that's going to come up. This, that's going to come down like that. These will open up right here like this. That's going to peg underneath there. All this will come together. Just got to work it all. Okay, so let me get down here. All right, so once we are right here, you're going to take this stuff right here and And these have to peg into each other. Let's flatten that out right there. Flatten this one. Let's get these up. That's got to go flat right there. And this one flat right there. And these two are actually going to peg in together. So at the bottom of these, you'll see you got this mushroom peg will slide into there. That one will slide into there. So just take those, slide them in together. And that will peg these two things together. 1 and 2, and hopefully that's on camera. It should be, but we'll see. Alright, then take this guy and flip him down. And you work all this stuff out on the bottom once you're done with it, messing with it. Alright, then over here you're going to take this piece and just rotate this down, like so. And this piece will fold up right here. So you're going to rotate this to where the underside, that top part where I said you can store the head, is now going to be sitting on the top right there. Okay? And just get this kind of squared up like this. You're going to have to open up these heel skirts right here, or the heel skirts, dummy. The side skirts, I should say, not heel skirts. Side skirts, open them up like that. And then now you got this whole thing just kind of set like that. Alright, so now that's squared away. And I hope I caught all that on camera. I'm pretty sure I did, but I guess we'll see when we come back, or when I'm doing editing. So there that is. Come over here. What does the tank last? I'm going to take open these, pop these guys open like this. Again, down here, flip these pieces out like this. Flip this one out like this. These will go here. Something on this side here. Flip it out. Flip it. Flip it. These will go around, and they're just going to peg in underneath here like so. So one here and one here. So now you've got these, and let's go to these ones over here. You will peg in. Right. Come on. You will peg in right there, and you will peg in right there. Alright, there he is now. These two pieces, you flip this down to be like a little ramp, if you will, there and right there. And then the spots for these two are on the back, right underneath this part right here. So this got to peg in too. So I got to make sure that pegs in. There we go. There we go. That pegs in nice and secure. These ramps, you take that little peg and right back underneath here at the bottom. Let me pull you in so you can see what I'm talking about. But right there. They're going to kind of sit in there. They don't really peg in, because then if they did, they don't have any really flexibility to them. So you just kind of take them and just kind of sit them inside there. Let's see if I can do it right here on the camera. Where'd that go? Oh, it's too high. So it's kind of go in. Well, actually, they do snap in. I lied. Huh, look at that. So you take that, and you can see where it's kind of, where are we? Kind of tilted down. So you can take that and just plug it into the other side. We're going to do it over here. Won't be able to see it on camera, but you can just take that, and it pegs right in. So you saw that here. That just sits in, and it pegs right inside there. So now you got some cool little ramps that you can use to like drive up inside of them. So you got that right there. All right, now we're coming along. Let's work on the tank itself. So tank part. Open these up right here. Open that up right there. And let's go ahead and start working all this stuff. Pull this thing. Let me see here. I'm trying to remember all that. Yeah. Pull these up like so. There we go. Open that up like that. Okay, so we got all that opened up. I'm going to flip these around like that. These will open up right here. One there, one there. And these other parts of the tank treads will flip out and then flip out once more. Flip out once more like that. And then down here, you got to take this piece right here and you got to flip this part out. So that flips out. And then that peg will go into that slot there. And it's a little bit of a work to put it in there. You kind of have to snap it in. It's a loud snap. Well, it was before. Before it was like, wah! But now it didn't do that, so whatever. All right, here. Now, it looks like, at least on the instructions, it says just to pull it out, but it really doesn't work that way. Like, you can't really just pull it out. So I just find if you just kind of just pull these one at a time, these little pull one tread, and then kind of work this middle piece out, and then pull a tread, work this piece out of the middle, right there. Come on. And then work them more and more, and then pull the middle piece out. All right, let's start that over again. This is the part that was frustrating me the most, trying to get it out. I was like, man, how's this thing gonna freaking come out? And I started messing with it. So just pull a little bit, and then just kind of work this middle piece out a little bit. And then pull it some more, work that middle piece out some more. And then again, and again, and just kind of have to work them all out. So there you go. So now it comes out. So just work these, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, and then just keep doing it in that order until it all pops out, okay? Then you're gonna take these, close these down, take these middle ones, bring them up, and they will snap in right there, making sure that this is sitting flush instead of, it's not supposed to be kind of bent down like this. You gotta make sure that it's flush or it will not sit into that little recessed groove right there. So take that, fold that down, slide these forward right there, and then these will come down. They're gonna peg in that peg into that slot right there. Come on, man. All right, hang on. Probably should have done that beforehand, right? Let me see here. Yeah, that's my fault. All right, let's open this up again. Gotta do that beforehand while this is still not pegged in, or it runs into that. Okay. So pull these down beforehand, because if not, they're gonna run to the bottom of these here. All right, now open these guys up. My fault. All right, come back down, peg this thing in where it belongs. Now these will come down and sit right in there. That'll come down, sit right inside there. You can push this together so that way this kind of snaps into place. Right there, and you got this big old tank. The last thing we gotta do is just move his face, and we know how to do that already. So just take this, spin it around like that, get the computer showing, pull that back. Now you got this big old tank that will sit around these tracks right there. Okay, last piece is the rocket. And the rocket, in reality, you just take the rocket and just sit it up here. But one thing about this rocket that I just absolutely despise is trying to get these little doors open. So they made this so flush that even if you have fingernails, like it's just so tight to get in there. And if you have good fingernails, you might break them trying to do that. So it's really hard. I would just suggest getting like a plastic tool so you don't mess it up. And just kind of prying them open, because it's just, I just can't get them with my fingernails at all. Like, so that's the one thing I will say is that's the part I just hate the most on this rocket. So let me get these open up and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got them undone finally. But like I said, I mean, this door here is it's just so tight inside there that's hard to pull that out. So, but once you get it open up, you flip this door piece down, or this ramp down, and you got a nice little ramp where the guys can go up and get inside and get ready to take off into space. So there he is right there. And that's a huge tank. So let me back out of this thing here. This is a huge, huge, huge figure in that base mode right there. And let's take a look at this here. So that thing is really cool, really large. And let's look at the size of him total. I'm gonna measure him, and then I don't know how I'm gonna fit FansToys on here, but we're gonna try. So let me get my tape measure. Pardon me blocking, but from the tank off from one side to the other is at or around 44 and a half inches to 45 inches in length there. Width-wise, from one toe to the other toe is about 2 feet exactly, right on. So from this toe to the other end of the toe there is 2 feet. Coming over here to the rocket itself, you know, you're looking at, I don't know, 14 and a half, 15 inches. Now if you make these stand up further, it'll get taller. So just really cool altogether. The tank itself, huge tank. Tank itself is from here to here. You got about 10 inches on the tank right there. And then width-wise, that tank is about 6 3/4 inches in width. So really beefy tank. These also pull out right here to give him his, and these are a little bit tight too to do, but give him his little missiles here, or his little shooters right there. You got one, get the other one out if I can without breaking my finger. And I'm probably going to do that. Let me use this to open it up. Right there. Alright. So you do have these move up and down. So just really cool. This is what I like the best as far as that goes, because that just looks cool. It doesn't look like his face, so that's awesome. Alright, there he is. Now, I'm going to get the other guy transformed down. Let's compare the two. Alright, and I am back. And there they are, both sprawled out across my review table there. And I am way far back, simply because I'm trying to get it all into frame. And I still don't have it all into frame, but that's about as good as I'm going to get before I'm all the way back against my back wall here. So, DX9 Gabriel on the left, and FansToys Terminus Giganticus on the right. We're going to get in closer and just kind of review each piece. Compare the two, so the rockets with the rockets and so on and so forth. But just want to kind of show them together right there. The display itself is probably about an inch or two bigger on the Gabriel as far as the tracks themselves. From one end of the tracks to the other end is a little bit longer than the one for FansToys there. And, by maybe, I think about 2 inches is what it was. And in the width, they're about the same. I'm not taking into account the feet here on Gabriel, where the toes stick out. I'm taking into account about the widest part of the track itself. They're about the same width as the FansToys. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of get closer and then look at the two, look at the rockets first, then we'll look at the parts that the rockets sit by, and then we'll look at the tracks and then the tanks. Alright, and there are both the rockets side by side. Now the FansToys one is just a little bit taller, even though like the claw here is angled about the same. So it's a little bit taller on the FansToys one. And the FansToys one, again, has a tampograph on it. But the one for DX9 has just more detailing. If you look at it, there's just a lot more detailing molded into it. You can see the difference. So a lot more detail on this one than, say, on the FansToys one. And you can just see that throughout. So there's that. I will say I like the claws better on the FansToys because it's got the extra point of articulation right there. Whereas this one only has these, this one right here, actually. So it's got 1, 2. This one has 1, 2, and 3 right there. Also, the FansToys one, while it snaps together, it's not like a good tight snap together. I mean, it'll stay, but I mean, it'll, that one's easy to come off. You can see right there. Versus this one, which is really pegged in really well because you got that kind of like a long mushroom peg that fits into there and vice versa. So then they actually fit together better. It stays together a lot better. Now also the ramp. You look at this ramp here. It's got a lot of nice detailing, some nice paint going on up here and in here as well. And so the ramp itself is better, I think, than the one for FansToys. I mean, this one's okay, but I think the DX9 one kind of wins out there better. And then two, you got, let's close that up. I forgot to do that. But to me, I think that this one's good. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. I just like this one better. I think this one looks a little bit better. However, this one's easier to open up than this one. Like I told you earlier in the video, this one was such a pain in the butt to pull open. So for me, that's a negative for them. Rocket ship, though, I think I like this one better on DX9. So I'm giving DX9, in my opinion, the win on the rocket ships there. All right. Looking at these parts here. All right. So the DX9 one is cool because it's attached to the tracks themselves. And so it's one solid piece. This one over here on FansToys does move. I mean, you take it off and you move it. It's basically the feet and then the backpack that connect into one piece. Whereas this one, it's all built in. And that's another thing too. So the DX9 one, I mean, that I was transforming, I was like, this is pretty cool because you remember on the FansToys one, when I did the review, and you've seen many reviews, I'm sure by now, for the FansToys one. But it really is a parts former. I mean, this one is too, obviously, but I feel like the FansToys one is more of a parts former than the DX9 one because simply, I don't even know if let me pull this over here. Simply because all this comes apart, and you know that's the rocket pack. Those are the feet. The legs are over here, and so that one parts form more than does the DX9 one. So the DX9 one is a lot easier, and it doesn't parts form near as much, which is cool. So looking at the tracks, and let's get the tanks off real quick, just so we can take a look at these tracks here. Let's pull these out. I'm trying to make room here for all this stuff. All right, camera up. So again, these tracks over here on the FansToys are cool. They got, again, a lot of typographing going on. And then the ones over here on DX9 are also equally cool. So again, it's going to all come down to personal preference. For me, I don't know. I mean, it's such a close call to say which one I like better. I do think I like the setup better over there on DX9 for some reason. Now that I'm looking at it, that kind of the rocket pack area where the rocket goes sits kind of higher up than the one over there for the FansToys. That one sits a little bit low. Not that that's a bad thing, but that one just looks more like it would hold a rocket better than the one on the FansToys one. And then taking a look at the vehicles themselves. Let's see there. So this one I like, the DX9, because these do go up and down, which is cool. Again, I love the fact that they put that little computer system inside there. But this tank on the FansToys one is heavier, and this is where it has a lot of the die-cast metal inside here. It's heavier than this one here of the DX9. I'm not sure which one I like better. This one, I mean, there's some gapping with the FansToys one right in here. This one's cool because it has like rolling treads, rubber treads on this one here. FansToys has that. DX9 does not. These treads don't move at all. But they do have the wheels that roll right here. And so, I don't know, there's no gap here either, you know, at all. Like, there's no gapping issue right here like there's on the FansToys one. And so this one looks to be wider, the DX9 one. Let me see here. Yeah, the DX9 one is definitely wider out of the two. And as far as the length goes, I mean, they're almost identical as far as the length goes on that. The one thing that the DX9 one does not do, no, it does. I take that back. I was gonna say this didn't sink in there, but it does. So this does come in and out right there. Yeah, that still goes in and out right there. I didn't think it did that, but it's just that it was stiff to do, just like the FansToys one. There you go. So, I guess that's pretty much it. Taking a look at them. Final thoughts on both of these guys. If you don't have either of them, I honestly would probably, now that I'm messing with both of them, I mean, I do like, again, I love the tampograph on this one, on the FansToys one. But if I could do it all over again, I think I would have went with DX9, just because I like that one better. I like the engineering on it a little bit better than the FansToys one. I like the stability of the DX9 one in robot mode a lot better than the FansToys stability, just because it still kind of flops around. Now, I'm not going to sell my FansToys one and buy a DX9 because, you know, I already have it, and I'm just not going to make that jump. I'm going to keep it and just, you know, in the future probably wait until, especially if they're going to be releasing a few, I think I'll wait instead of jumping the gun, just getting, you know, the first one that comes out. I never really do that, but this time I did because I was like, oh man, it looks great. And I've seen DX9 stuff in the past, and not that they're bad, they're really not. I think DX9 makes good stuff, but I just think that FansToys usually makes better stuff. And in this case, though, I think DX9 went ahead and made a better Omega, in my opinion, all around. The look maybe looked better on FansToys on certain aspects, but just the overall quality, as far as, like, when I say quality, I'm talking about the stability and all that kind of stuff is better on the DX9. Now, the DX9 obviously has its flaws, like I said. I mean, the shoulders, I think they made them too weak. The rocket piece opening up the little platform there is a pain in the neck. And there's a few other things on there that I mentioned that, you know what I mean, I wish they would have done a little differently. But overall, I think, for me, if I could do it all over again, I would go with the DX9 one instead of the FansToys one. That's my take. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can get the DX9 Gabriel from, if you choose to do that. And until next time, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.